Hello students, let us start with the important part in the centroidal module, that is steps to be followed in order to solve the centroidal problems. So what are all the steps you must consider in order to solve the problem? So let us see the one by one step. So just consider the first step, the centroid is always lies on the symmetric axis. So means what? Suppose if you are having any rectangle here, right? So if you're having any rectangle or the T section, so then the centroidal is always lies on the centroidal axis. Centroidal axis means what? You have to divide this x and y axis, the center where the CG is passes, that is what we are considering it as a centroidal axis. So that always the centroidal is lies on the centroid is lies on the symmetric axis. So that is what the meaning of your first point. Centroid is always lies on the symmetric axis here. So the next point is what? Identify the symmetrical axis. Identify the symmetrical axis and choose as a reference axis. So means what? In the given geometrical figure, if there is any symmetrical axis, you just identify it. And if there is no any symmetrical axis, choose the left hand bottom corner of a figure as a origin. So means what here? So if you are considering any C section is there, just consider any C section is there. So if you divide the C section horizontally as well as vertically, there is no, it is not symmetric about both axes. So in that case, what you have to do, you have to consider the the reference axis as the left hand corner. So you have to consider left hand corner, you have to consider a line. So these x and these y axis you have to consider as a reference axis. So that is what the meaning of your second point. So that is, if there is any symmetrical axis, choose that one. So if there is no any symmetrical axis, the left hand bottom corner you have to consider as a symmetric axis. So the next thing is so if there is a you just subdivide the given the given figure into the known geometrical shapes. So means what? Just I will show you the figure. So if this type of figure is given, this is not exactly, they are not, you don't consider the dotted lines first. So they have given this figure, you don't know the entire area of this whatever the figure they have given. So that you have to divide the given geometrical figure into the one triangle, one rectangle and one semicircle. So means triangle, rectangle, semicircle, centroidal values and area, we know that. So that the given geometrical figure is divided into the number of known geometrical shape whose centroid can be easily calculated. So that is the meaning of what? Your second point. So just subdivide the given figure into the known geometrical shapes and number it as a 1, 2, 3. And whatever the calculations you were doing, it is in the form of tabular column. So this is very important, you just observe here. So first there is a component. Component means what? So whatever the area you have divided, so you just number it as a triangle, rectangle, circle, semicircle. So whatever the components you have divided in the given figure, that you have to enter here, that is in the component column. Clear? Then area. So whatever the area of that component you have to write. Suppose if you have written the rectangle here, you have to write the area of the rectangle. So if it is written a circle, area of the circle you have to write here. So like that you have to enter the area of the particular geometrical figures. And the centroidal distance from y. So centroidal distance from y means you just observe it clearly. So from y, whatever the distance you are measuring, that is x bar it is. You just observe it is parallel to x axis. That is from y axis you are measuring, this is what? X bar. And from what x axis, with respect to x axis what you are measuring, that is what? Y bar. Clear? With respect to x axis what you are measuring, that is y bar, and with respect to y axis what you are measuring, that is x bar. So that is centroidal distance from y axis, centroidal distance from x axis. So you just observe the tabular column what I have attached. You are having the different centroidal values, that is x bar value for the different geometrical figures. So that values you have to enter here. So then you have to find out a into x and a into y. So a into x and a is nothing but area, X is nothing but this column, and A is nothing but again area, Y is nothing but this column. You just multiply this and find out what is the summation of AX and summation of AY. So this is what the tabular column. In the form of tabular column only, you have to calculate the centroidal values here, and you have to enter all the values here. Is it clear? This tabular column component, area of that geometrical figure, centroidal values X bar and Y bar, AX, AY, you have to mention here. Clear? So then what is the fifth point says, indicate the calculations like X into Y in the your whatever the column. So means what? You don't write directly the value in the tabular column. Suppose if there is any rectangle, if it is a 2 meter, if it is 1 meter, so don't write it as a 2. You have to write it as a 2 into 1 in the column itself. Clear? You just write 2 into 1 only you have to write. So that is what indicate the calculations like X into Y in your tabular column. Don't write the directly the value in the tabular column. That is what the meaning. Clear? And next you just observe this point. The area, if it is negative, then the centroidal values are negative below the x-axis and left side of the y-axis. Clear? So means what? If there is any hollow area, you can observe in this figure, this is hollow here. Then you have to consider area of the circle as a negative. Minus you have to consider here. Clear? And again, if any figure lies below the x-axis, so means, so if you are considering this as a reference axis, any geometrical figure is lies below this x-axis, then you have to consider it as a negative. Clear? Then you have to consider it as a negative. For hollow, you have to consider negative, and for the geometrical figure lies below the x-axis, you have to consider the negative value. So that is the meaning of your fifth point. Clear? So the next you are going for the sixth point. So what is the sixth point here? Just wait, I will explain. So what is the sixth point says? Just wait, I will explain. So sixth point, compute the centroidal values of x bar and y bar. We are having the equation x bar is equal to summation of ax divided by a, y bar is equal to summation of ay divided by a. So you just compute whatever the value you have obtained by the tabular column, you just substitute and calculate the x bar and y bar value. And here as I told, so if there is a the centroidal value, if there is a right angle triangle, then the centroidal value 1/3 of length, 1/3 of length from the base and 2/3 of length from the apex. Means what? If you are measuring the distance from 90-degree side, then it is 1/3. Other than 90-degree side, then it is 2/3 of the base, as you know. So that is, if you are measuring from the base, then it is 1/3 of base. If you are measuring from the apex point, then it is 2/3 of the base. So that is what the seventh point explains. So the next, the centroidal value of semicircle is always 4r divided by 3 pi. So clear? So for the semicircle, we are having the centroidal value as a 4r divided by 3 pi. So these are all the important steps you must consider before going to solve the problem. Clear? So they will not give you as this divided figure. They will give the entire figure itself. You have to divide this entire figure into the number of known geometrical shapes. So just to go through this all the 8 point and read it properly. If you are having any doubts, you just clarify. So from the next session, we will start with the problem. So these points are very important in order to solve the problem. You just go through this. If you are having any doubt, you just clarify it. So if it is not clear in the video, you just keep your textbook with you and refer along with your textbook. Thank you. Hello students, today we are going to start with the problems on a centroid. So before going to start with the problem, you must know this tabular column clearly. So what this tabular column says, it is the centroid of a important geometrical figures. So that is x bar and y bar distance of a different geometrical figures you must know in order to solve the problems. The first thing is it is a rectangle. You can observe the x bar is measured from here to here. This x bar is given and y bar is measured from here to here. That is by the with respect to the reference axis. Reference axis x and reference axis y. X bar and y bar are measured. So here the x bar distance is total, it is a b, therefore it is b by 2. Y bar distance is nothing but total depth of the this rectangle is that is d is there, therefore it is d by 2. So that is if it is a rectangle or a square, x bar is b by 2, y bar is d by 2. So these equations are important and area is b into d. You just remember this formulas. And for the triangle of into b into d, area is known. And x bar distance, you just observe this is x and this, that is the continuous line of x and y represent the reference axis. So from the reference axis x bar and y bar, you just clearly observe from where this x bar and y bar are measured. So here x bar is the total base of the triangle is b, therefore it is b by 2, and y bar is nothing but total depth of the triangle is d, that is if you are measuring from this 90-degree side, therefore it is 1/3 of d, that is 1/3 of d is your y bar. So just remember these formulas. So the next is a right angle triangle. As I told you, right angle triangle, if you are measuring from the 90-degree side of the triangle, then your x bar is what? 1/3 of base. 1/3 of base, that is 1/3 of base is your x bar. Clear? And y bar is also you are measuring from 90-degree side only, because y bar is this distance, x bar is this distance. So both the distance are you are measuring by the 90-degree side. For y bar, the base becomes this depth. Clear? For y bar parallel is what? D. Therefore, it is 1/3 of D. Is it clear? Just I will explain you once again. So if you are measuring, you just observe clearly x bar and y bar distances here. So x bar is also from 90-degree side you are measuring, and y bar is also you are measuring from 90-degree side. For x bar base is b, for y bar base is d. Therefore it is x bar 1/3 of b, y bar 1/3 of d. And the area of the triangle is known, that is 1/3 of b, 1/2 of b into d. So that you have to remember. So the next thing is you have to consider a circle. So for this circle you are having so that is x bar is r and y bar is also r. The total we are having the diameter of the circle. The center of gravity x bar and y bar for a circle is r. So just observe where it has been measured. And area is pi r square. So it is known. So the next the geometrical figure is the quadricircles. This is very important. You just observe it clearly, quadricircles. So in this quadricircles, what happens? So you can observe here, if the quadricircle is above the x-axis, you can observe here the quadricircle is what? Above the x-axis is there. X bar distance is from the origin, you have measured the x bar distance. These x and y are the your reference axis. X bar is equal to the total diameter of the semicircle is what? D. Therefore x bar is equal to d by 2, and y bar is nothing but this distance you are measuring from this here to here, it is 4r by 3 pi. Clear? The same semicircle, if it is lies below the x-axis, then this y bar is negative. This is the difference. You just remember this clearly. You know the directions of positive, negative, as well as positive, negative direction. So according to that you have to do the here. So if the semicircle is above the x-axis, then y bar is positive. Semicircle is below the x-axis, then y bar is negative, that is minus 4r divided by 3 pi. So you just consider, you just know that it is positive, positive, negative, negative. Clear? If it is below the x-axis, then you have to consider it as a negative. Clear? And if the semicircle is attached to the y-axis, you just observe this figure, attached to the y-axis, then x bar becomes with respect to x bar you are measuring with respect to the y-axis. This is x bar and this is y bar. You know that x bar is nothing but parallel to x-axis. Y bar is nothing but parallel to y-axis you have to measure. This x bar distance is what? This is 4r by 3 pi, and total it is d. Therefore, y bar is equal to d by 2. Clear? So here the total depth is here, and 4r by 3 pi you have to consider. And if it is right side, then it is positive 4r by 3 pi. If the semicircle is left side, then it is negative minus 4r by 3 pi. Clear? So like that you have to remember these formulas. And if it is a semicircle, and these directions are very important to solve the problem. And the next thing is the last one. It is the quarter circle. It is there no much difference in the quarter circle. So in the quarter circle, the both x bar and y bar are the 4r by 3 pi itself, and area is known pi r square divided by 4. So these formulas are very important in order to solve the problems. And the positive and negative signs and the direction of the semicircles are very important. You just remember all these clearly. Next we can start with the problem. In the next video we will start with the problem. Before that, you just observe this clearly and make sure that all the x bar and y bar value of the different geometrical figures. Thank you. Hello students, so let us start with the problem, the centroidal problem. It's a very simple problem. Just observe here. Example 9.81. Find the centroid of a given geometrical figure. So this given geometrical figure is a T section. So as we know, the given figure you have to divide into the known geometrical shapes. So you can observe here. So this has been divided into the one rectangle here, that is having the size of 120 into 10, and another rectangle having the size of 60 into 10. It has been divided into the two geometrical shapes. So now you have to determine what is the x bar value and y bar value of this entire T section with reference to these x and y axis. You have to determine here. So that you have to consider the individual geometrical figures here. Just observe, the first you have to remember it as a rectangle 1 and rectangle 2. So the rectangle 1 is having area of 120 into 10. You can observe here 120 into 10 area. So first you can consider rectangle 1. The area of the rectangle 1 is 120 into 10. And the centroidal distance from y-axis. So from y-axis what you are measuring, it is x bar. Clear? So with respect to y-axis what you are measuring, that is x bar. With respect to x-axis what you are measuring, that is y bar. So I have to determine centroidal distance from y-axis is nothing but x bar. So total is 120. So for the rectangle we know that x bar value is b by 2. Here b is equal to 120, therefore 120 divided by 2. Clear? And this is what x bar. With respect to what? With respect to the given reference axis y here. And the centroidal distance from the x-axis. You just observe here, from the x-axis you have to consider. So centroidal of a rectangle. So that is y bar is equal to what? D by 2. So d here, what? D is nothing but what? 10 divided by 2 here. So that is 10 divided by 2 is the d by 2. But we want with respect to the x-axis. From the x-axis, so how much is the y bar distance? You can observe in the figure here. So that it is 10 divided by 2 plus 60. 10 is nothing but depth of this rectangle plus 60 is your y bar distance of a first rectangle. Clear? So after calculating this one, ax and ay, you have to just multiply area into x bar distance and area into y bar distance. So similarly, the second rectangle, you have to consider this rectangle having the size of total. So 10 it has been taken in the first rectangle, therefore it is 60 into 10. So therefore area is 60 into 10. And the centroidal distance from y-axis. From y-axis is nothing but this becomes x bar. So this is how much totally 120 is there. So this distance become 120 divided by 2 itself. And the centroidal distance from x-axis is nothing but y bar is nothing but from x-axis. What is the centroidal distance of particular this rectangle? So nothing but y bar you have to find out. Total the depth of the rectangle is how much here? Depth of the rectangle is 60. Therefore, it is 60 divided by 2 is the centroidal from the y-axis Total it is 120, therefore it is 120 divided by 2 is your x bar value. So here you have to consider with respect to the reference axis. Centroidal axis is different, reference axis is different. You have to calculate with respect to the reference axis. So as by the principle of the centroid, if this figure is symmetric about the y-axis. So as per the rule, if it is symmetric about y-axis, x bar is 0. So when you are considering with respect to the centroidal axis, then it is 0. But if you are considering with respect to the given reference x and y axis, therefore it is exist. So after this, you have to just calculate ax and ay value. Just calculate the summation of ax and ay of the different tabular column, and the summation of area you must calculate. So after this, all the entering of the tabular column values, you know the equations of x bar and y bar value. So you just substitute the values in the given equation. So that is x bar is equal to, just observe here, x bar is equal to what? Summation of ax divided by a, and y bar is equal to summation of ay divided by summation of area. Substitute the value and you will get the x bar as well as the y bar distance in terms of millimeters. So this is how, this is very simple problem. You are going to find out the centroid. Or else if it is a symmetric about y-axis, you can directly write the x bar value as 120 divided by 2 also. Otherwise by the calculation also you will get the same thing. So just solve this problem, refer your textbook. If you are having any doubts, you just clarify. Thank you.